Okay, hi, my name is Alma Peterson, and I am going to be presenting my Weather Watcher Exploring Watch in Chico, California. So my first slide, I am going to be showing my NGSS standard slide. So in this slide, it explains basically how students guiding. So this lesson is guiding students. So the objective is to guide students to observe the record weather in Chico, California over time by creating art um, squares that are reviewing patterns, students describing changes in weather and sharing class observations. So the goal for this is for students to create a mural, and I'm going to be showing the mural towards the very end. So to create a mural and yes. Okay, so my lesson plan is right here, and I am gonna go quickly because I recorded this and it didn't record. And yes, so for my lesson planned, I am presenting right here is really quickly. This is my lesson plan. So it just talks about the NGSS standard, describing patterns and observations of local weather. So students will have the time frame is from 15 to 20 minutes per day. So I want the teacher to be able to have every day 15 to 20 minutes for the students to be able to do their charts and be able to describe the weather and the precipitation and yes. The materials are down here. So you're gonna need all the water observation chart that is on this website, the construction paper, crayons, markers, and yes. Lesson modification for Chico watering and exploring. So this is basically the modifications that I did for this lesson um, on um, that are plant-based focused. So the original lesson was modified for April for the month of April in Chico, California. So you can either do the month of April or you can do um, other times. It just depends on the teacher. And then time and supply changes. So the original time was extended from 1 week to 2 weeks. So, to 3 weeks, I mean, to support observation and art-based language new materials that include the worksheets like crayons, water, colors, that's optional, glue, cotton balls, scissors. Um, Again, a fun way to bump up your mural is you can put cotton balls on there and just it is a fun way for students to um use their fine motor skills. So as part as the weather tracking process, students will complete and cut and paste the worksheet that introduces the key vocabulary. So rainy, sunny, cloudy, and provide visual information about participation. And then for week 2, they will use the weather diary. So later on, you're going to see what the daily weather diary is. And then lastly, they're going to do the mural. And then learning about weather and water in kindergarten. So this is such a beautiful stage. So it is just the beginning of students exploring the weather around them and when they are kindergartners. So they will use this to learn how to notice the weather and how they see each day, such as it's sunny, rainy, cloudy. Um, our focus is to help students notice the change in weather and discuss to see it. So it's for them to be able to recognize the patterns, such it rained twice a week or most days are sunny. And part of this lesson, we will also learn about the water is a part of our weather and sometimes appearing as rain or clouds. Different methods that are used by the weather is to bring water to the ground. So um, to the ground. So it is also supporting our standard by allowing students to keep track of the weather diary and for them to observe the drawing charts in simple language. So kindergartners don't need to measure temperature or to explain why it rained, just looks, notes, how they notice it or how they share it. This is just their grade level goal. So it's just to be able to, for them to explain why it rained, um, by looking out, um, and describing the weather outside. About Chico. So for Chico, in Chico, California, we experience all kind of weather conditions in the month of April. So we experience sunny weather, cloudy, rainy. So yeah, so for here, I just put the average of how many days it rains in April. So here in my chart, 6 out of 8 days is our average. So yes. Our map here is another map. In this one, we are talking about the our local map for Chico, California. So on this first map for the Chico location, this map below shows that the Chico location in Northern California, Butte County, Chico is known for sunny and rainy weather. Chico gets the light to moderate rain in spring, especially in April. Because of this, um, students are can track and discuss the weather changes. And then on another one is Chico, California, rainy day at Bidwell Park. As part of this project, Chico serves as a plant-based location so students can connect and the weather for everyday lives by observing the clouds, the rains, and the month. They can also have a better understanding of how water appears. So material here down is all the material that they will need. And then if you click on this worksheet, it will also lead you to a worksheet that I would like them to do. Learning goals. So students will observe and record Chico daily weather for 2 weeks using simple worksheets. Each day they will describe what they observe in the sky, sun, cloud, rain, and create what they see to help students understand the water and what appears. And here are the art steps. So I want the teacher to follow each step out of the week. Okay, student learning objective. Each day, students will observe and record the local weather in Chico, California to describe what they notice over time, to express their understandings throughout their daily activity and contribute. And so these are the worksheets that I was talking about. So for week 1 and 2, they're going to do the blank sheet and they're going to be observing the weather. And I want them to be able to answer the sentence starters. So yes, so sentence starters, I want them for the first week, I want them to be able to understand what sentences are. And then by week 2, they're going to still continue to look at the weather, but I want them to be able to write their own sentences like it was rain, there was rain, the sun came out, and on and on. And then my final project is the mural. So for the mural, as you can see right here, a better picture right here is the mural. And today, so the students for the mural, they're going to be pulled aside and then in groups of 5, they can color the picture and then each of them is going to have a square in the mural. And then they're just going to answer the question today in Chico, California, the weather was blank. So it can be the weather was cloudy, the weather was sunny, and on and on. So I labeled this the Chico Skies and Water Watch mural. And yes, thank you so much. This was it.